Oh, dearest gentle readers, the wait is finally over. Bridgerton season 4 officially premiered on January 29th, 2026. Yes, shifting the ton's focus to the elusive and artistic second son, Benedict Bridgerton. And we're here to talk all about it today. We're going to do a little recap and commentary.
Mhm.
But once we're done with all that, stay to the end because we're going to wrap it up with a little discussion about how this entire season actually relates to Cinderella.
Speaking of Cinderella, we have a new main character coming into this season, but we'll get into that too.
Yes, this is a new character.
Yes, a new character altogether, not just a new main character, which
Right.
confused me in the beginning because I was like, they're putting a lot of focus on these people we haven't seen yet. We're gonna
Haven't seen
start
is the word because you don't see anybody because everybody's wearing a
wearing
mask in
masks.
one of
Yeah,
those first
exactly.
scenes.
Let me back up a bit. So we're talking about Benedict Bridgerton, right? At the beginning of the first episode, his mom catches him in bed with a woman.
Ooh, ooh. And she's going to look for him because, he never wants to attend them. He doesn't want to be a part of society. He doesn't want to be at the balls. He's not looking for anybody. He kind of just wants to be a little side bachelor and have his little side
Not
chick, as you can
not
see.
to mention not to mention just a side bachelor. He is into men and women.
Yeah, when I caught when his mom went there and then he showed up with a girl, I was like, is he? Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
so he
guess
was she,
he's. Oh, he'd have to go
what's
back
her
and think
name?
a little bit.
Yeah, what's her name? Mama Bridgerton. So she just asked the young girl, well, where was her chaperone and why was she here? He needs to be getting ready for the party because that's going on right now at this time.
Apparently, her chaperone was a part of the whole party. But because it was another girl over there and mixed in with the whole mixing jingle. Anyway, the bottom line is what you call her, Mama Bridgerton. What's her name? Violet. She needed her son at the ball. It's
Yes.
their house. They're hosting the ball. Why is he not at the ball? Anyway, go
Speaking
ahead.
of, oh, okay. Speaking of Mama Bridgerton, Violet, she has a love interest, it seems, of her own,
Ooh,
which
she
is Lady
mom out here
Danbury's
looking at
brother.
chocolate baldy.
Yes, she's widowed. So I guess, like,
She
yeah, she's
is.
very much looking for a new partner and is interested in him.
Yeah, she holding back a little. She holding back a little bit, but we can get to that. I don't want to go spoil everything before we even start recapping or even start giving you a little taste of a recap of the season. It's a few
But
little side
so
things going on, but yeah.
so there's like we said, this ball going on, and then there's this new girl in a mask. They call it a silver mask. It was
Well,
like,
it's a silver mask. I mean, that's
yeah,
literally what it is.
yeah, it looks
I
white
guess
to
that's
me.
why they're calling it that.
It looks white to me, but
It does look a little
he
white. Yeah.
Benedict is very much admiring this girl.
First of all, did you even get to the part where she like they're so at the scene of the masquerade ball, right? They're all coming in, but you it's so cute because you see like people putting their little mask. You'll see like each person put their little mask. You see the Mondricks, they put on their little mask, they ready to go. I think you see Penelope and everybody put their mask on and the ball is starting to unwind, like it's starting to get there. And then it's this random girl putting on a mask, and we're like, who? And
Yeah.
eventually we find out who. But yeah, so and when they showed it, I
Right.
already knew. I said she's about to be important to the story.
Yes, I thought so too, but I'm like, in my mind, I was like, how? But then, of course, it clicked immediately. Once I saw the queen, she was looking for who the next person of interest was going to be. I forgot
Yeah,
what they call it, the
but
new,
she wanted
but she was
somebody.
looking at men, so it wasn't just the diamond because she was asking about men, and Lady Whistledown was telling her about the men that were there. So
Right. She wanted. I think she called it the most eligible.
most eligible bachelor, right? Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, so she ended up landing on Benedict, even though Lady Whistledown, which is
She was
Penelope,
not with it.
definitely did not want it to
She
be
like,
him.
I know Benedict and yeah, nah. When it
Yeah.
whistled that was like not him. But he showed up and started acting a little different.
Yes, nonetheless, he started very much being interested in this girl. He finesses his way into a dance with her, And that is how they first meet. And
But
then,
hold on, let's go before you even keep on going. Let's get back to how she
sorry, I'm
even
not
got
trying to
there
go too fast. Go
because
ahead.
she wasn't even supposed to be there. So, and this is where we find out that she actually snuck into the ball. She's in there looking, even in the picture right here. She's looking around. She's looking, wondering, like she is like in awe. Like, look how beautiful this is. Like she can't believe she's there. And the reason why we know she snuck into the ball, or at least we believe it, they're giving clues, is because outside, when she's dropped off, the guy who drops her off tells her to just blend in with a large group of people, like to sneak in behind
Right.
them. And then she does. And then when she gets there, that's when she kind of is just like there. I think a guy offers her a name card or something, and she takes it, or a dance card, not a name card, a dance card, and then she takes it. And at some point, Benedict protects her or helps her get away from other guys or another guy who wants to dance with her. And this is how her and Benedict meet in the first place. And then they end up outside in the garden.
Yes. While all this is going on, she is very suspicious acting at this party. She even
Very.
runs into her people in the party, which are the Penwood house.
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
those people like somehow don't notice something. Let me tell you something. There is not one person who I couldn't tell what it was under those masks. But somehow the people who she lives with, her, which at this point we don't know, is her step
Right.
family,
Yeah. Right.
but they are looking at her like, who is that? Like, y'all don't recognize
Yes.
her?
They were very clueless about what was going on, but they were also,
Another brand new family, new to the.
yes, they're another brand new family, but they're very much trying. These girls are very much trying to be the diamond of the season, and
Oh,
the mother is trying to push them out towards Benedict specifically in
there's
the show at this point.
they found out that Benedict was who to go for, and they're trying to get this one daughter to go for him, but
Yeah, and then she said something weird like it doesn't matter if he even likes you, it only matters that he has money. The mother is very like only caring about that at this point.
yeah. And then it makes me wonder. We might have to use this for one of the questions that we ask. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask this question now while we're here talking about questions. Do we think, just in Bridgerton style fashion, do we think this family is about to go broke? And that's why they
Oh,
desperately
good
this daughter over
question.
to Benedict? I
That
know it's
would
a
be
question. I guess we'll find out. But I'm assuming they're not because they give signs that they're not. But I wonder if we find out that they are at some point, and that's why I want to hurry up and marry off their daughter to him.
so she sees them and hurries up and tries to get away from them, I guess before they notice her.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Then
I think that's
she does.
at some point, I don't think you mentioned it yet. I think you skipped over it, this part, but they ended up dancing. Or did I mention that already?
Her and Benedict.
Oh no, he asked her for a dance, but she said she doesn't know how to dance, which is suspicious. Like, because
Well,
they're most of them
and
are
this is
taught
what we
how
were
to
talking
dance
about.
while they're there.
This is what I was talking about when I said somebody else wanted to dance with her, and he interrupted and
Yeah.
saved her from him. And then he was like, "But mine, I am next on your dance card or whatever." And basically, they end up trying to dance, but it doesn't happen. But somehow they end up outside in the garden. I actually don't remember how they ended up outside in the garden.
Right.
They're dancing in the garden because she told him she doesn't know how to dance, and then he's just like, "Oh, that's weird. It's easy," and then he's trying to teach her how to dance.
Yes. And then, so when they were out in this garden,
They have a conversation.
he's constantly trying to figure out her name. And she's
He's
like,
asking her a bunch of questions.
yes, a bunch of questions, anything about her. She's not giving too much information, but she's saying that's her role for the night. Like, we're supposed to be mysterious, but it's
Right.
all just an excuse because she's not supposed to be there, really.
Right. And he's very intrigued by her. Very intrigued. And
Yes.
Ben usually is not interested, but all of a sudden he becomes interested in partaking in this little matchmaking thing that they have at the ball. Now he wants to find somebody. Now all of a sudden after he meets her, he starts talking about finding somebody. And I mean, like, once this little scene is over, he goes full throttle trying to go ahead and allow himself to be ready.
And that is how the first episode ended.
Did he do that in the first episode or the second? I don't remember, but I know after this,
Did he do
after
what? I'm sorry, did he do what?
did he start telling everybody he's ready in the second episode or the first episode?
So he ended up looking for her. He went back into the party, ended up looking for her to take off her mask, but then he couldn't find her there.
Yeah, because she was out of it. She was
Right, yeah.
gone. He wanted her to take off her mask so bad, but he ended up having her glove. So he's like, all right, we're going to figure this out. And he, again, determined. He is determined. Almost the whole second episode is him. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that happens, but there's a lot of him trying to figure out who she is. So he's chasing down the girl who owns this glove, the girl with the silver mask. He's chasing down her, and he's like, "Who is this?" So everybody, he goes in like everybody's coming and like hoping that it's them. They bring these other girls to him, and I believe some of the other girls, because the glove belongs to the Penguin house, they bring the Penguin girls over. And all he does is look at their lips and be like, nah, nah. And he has this good image in his head. He drew a picture of Sophie and everything, like with the makeup
Yes.
on, of course. So all he can really remember is kind of like the eyes and the lips. And then he looks, you can see him zeroing in on everybody's lips, like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah. So none of them was who he was looking for. But so he goes to, I want to say his mother, and she's like, it's none of them. He's like, it's none of them. And then she's like, well, could it be somebody else who's visiting them? And then I think he's like, all right, maybe. So then he goes to their house, doesn't he?
He looked for the girl a few times,
He
or
definitely
who the girl could be. But the first time he did end up going to the Penwood house,
did. He did. But
and
no, they were so excited. They were so excited. Talk about what
so
happened.
okay, so here is where we see her mystery friend again.
And that's the guy who helped. Well, I mean, we might have to just go ahead and tell you. We'll find out later on in the episode. He's doing, or is that at the beginning of the episode? Well, we find out that he helped her get to the ball.
Yes, that's the beginning because this is in the beginning episode is where they flash back in time.
So let's go back to that then, since we're kind of recapping this. Let's start at the beginning of the second episode where they go back to how she got there. And
Yeah.
basically, she gets this opportunity to go to the ball. She always wanted to go. And they're like, oh, you can go. And then they find like an old dress that belonged to some of the high society people, well, the people in her house. And then she gets some shoes and she makes a mask. And those people be really.
Okay, so the dude, the guy friend is the one that brings her the shoes though, because she was like, he was pretty much telling her what would match and stuff. So he's very much helping her all this too, and this the other lady she was with,
Yeah,
I
there's
forgot.
another lady who's her friend too. And then they basically set it up. They make sure she gets there.
Yes.
What I can't tell is who drove her because that guy, there's another guy who tells her just to blend in with the people. So he knows what's going on. But I can't remember if that's the same guy who got the shoes.
Yeah, I think it's the same guy. He just has that hairpiece
Yeah, that
on.
wig on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, also, what we find out here is a few things. Number one, why she snuck to the ball. Why she doesn't know how to dance. And also why she's a little different than everybody else and things like that. And these girls are really mean to her. So we find out that she is born of nobility.
Mhm.
However, she's an illegitimate child. Her father basically had a mistress who was a maid, and the maid is her mother. And then so when her mother dies, her father remarries this lady here in the black, who becomes Mrs. Finwood. When she first meet her, she's a kid, and they're telling her like, don't call him dad in front of her. So she comes, she asks like, who's this your little young lady? She looks at her kind of funny too, and she asks like, who's this? And then he ends up telling her is
This is her younger too.
yeah, there's a word they use for it, but whatever it is,
She they said that's she said that that's his ward. Well, he said
ward.
this is my ward, introducing her to the stepmother.
She was not happy.
Yeah.
She did not like that one bit.
She tried to pretend to be happy in front of him, but once he left, she looked at her funny.
She definitely did. And you could tell she wasn't happy to hear that. And
So so that is like I think that's a lot of stepmothers in reality too. Like
yeah,
they really feeling that way towards like even though the mother is dead, like they feeling
mhm.
some type of way towards the child.
Yeah, they be like, that's a illegitimate child, all types of things. And then don't let's not talk about when it comes to TV and timepieces about high society. That's always gonna be the case. They always have like some type of feeling towards the child. But yeah, the she I guess as a child she doesn't know what's expected of her. She's about to accept her reality, but she was born to a maid, so she gets raised as a maid, I guess. However, she is still his child, and apparently she gets raised with some special privileges because she ends up knowing how to read and she ends up being very well like rounded. I think the only thing she can't do is dance, and the only reason why she can't dance is because she never goes to a ball because they don't plan on sending her out to marry anybody. So
Right.
we have that. Well, at least not in high society. They don't plan on having her as a part of that. That was basically it. We
She
just
pretty much goes back and tells her peers that she meant Bridgerton, but like
Mhm.
she tells them to not mention anything of it again because she'll never see him again. It's all just a fantasy, pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah, she goes back to her real life. She said that was just like a one night thing for her. Even though she met him, she'll never be able to have anything else. And so she has to like kind of go back to the life she had of not being in high society.
So
But Benedict ends up at her house and she's like peeking in the door. And
yeah,
oh boy is like, go in there.
yes,
Now you said you wish you'd have pushed her in.
yes. I was like, he should have nudged her in or something. Because she was refusing to go in there. Like,
She
but
did. She did
I
not.
think she was like she was again reiterating the theory of he doesn't want to see me as a maid. He wants to see
Right.
me as a girl in a silver dress.
Right.
So which
Yeah.
I in the turn it seems like she ends up being kind of right because
Yeah.
like
She's
because he doesn't
definitely right.
even
That's
see her like
sure.
even though she has the same lips he won't recognize her
Yo,
in
what?
that.
Okay, now this man, I'm trying to understand Benedict. He drew her everything. Every time
Yeah.
he meets anybody, he's going straight to the lips, straight to the oh, not that ain't her, that ain't her. Now when he finally, at some point, finally sees her, I forgot when he finally seen her. He all of a
When
sudden
he had to save her, but we'll get to that.
but basically he all of a sudden forgets that he had that image of those lips in his head the whole time. He forgot his drawing. All of that is just like, oh, who are you? But anyway, shall we get to when he saves her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Benedict comes and strolls into town, and then like this is commotion going on, and it seems like this woman is being attacked.
Yeah, she's being attacked in some type of way.
Yes. So
And it's brutal. It's like not but it's just like ill. Like, come on, be
yeah.
a gentleman. And I think that's why Benedict doesn't like it.
I couldn't tell what the actual thing that was going on was because it wasn't clear. But
Neither
anyway,
was he.
Sophie feels the need to protect this girl, so she comes out, she throws the water on the man, and then she's like, "Run, run!" She's telling the girl to run, and
Right.
then that makes them come and attack Sophie, and then that's when Benedict comes in and saves the day by punching the man.
Yeah. And he ends up getting a little hurt too in the process.
Yes.
We find that out later.
Yeah, so yeah, they didn't say that at that moment, but he did like grab his stomach, but it wasn't they didn't show him getting stabbed at that time or anything.
Yeah. But I was just saying that he has this little conversation with Sophie that's good enough for him to be like, "Have I seen you somewhere before?" When I tell you those masks at that
Oh right,
parade
yeah.
were not covering much, please. He something about her had to be recognizable. We recognized her. What? Come on.
He
Like,
recognize her. He doesn't recognize her for some reason.
after he drew the picture of her, he eventually ends up drawing like what he thinks she looks like without the mask, didn't he?
What
Or
he did
did he
was
actually?
like without the mask. Oh, maybe he did. I probably didn't even
He
notice
ended up
that.
drawing a full picture of her, but I don't know if he did that from his memory of the maid or if he was trying to like draw what he thinks she would look like. Or if it was like a combination of both, because kind of so towards the I want to say sometime, yeah, in episode 4, we'll get to that. I know I'm skipping ahead, but we'll get to that. There's a bunch of little side notes, bunch of little side things going on here, little sidebar, little Penelope going on the side. Because we got with Lady
Oh right,
Whistledown,
yeah, I forgot about. I didn't mention Penelope at all. I should mention.
little Whistledown, little baby comes out. So we didn't mention all the little scenes leading up to the real scene in the first episode. Because the
Yes.
baby comes out, like so apparently Penelope and Colin had a baby.
So Penelope also at that time she came out as Lady Whistledown, right? I don't
Yeah,
know why they did that when she came out. It seems like last year, but
she had
anyway,
already came out
she
this
has
year.
to address her again, I guess. And
Yeah.
then Lady Whistledown wants her to read the thing in person about what's happening, and so that's when we get into the first like Lady
Well,
Whistledown.
the queen wanted her to tell her right there.
Right, yeah, and she said no, do it like Lady Whistledown. She didn't
Yeah,
even
she's like,
read
do it
it
like
her way.
listen down. She's like, dearest gentle reader. And she
Yeah,
had to say that was funny though. And
yeah.
there's a few things they're talking about putting Hyacinth out in the next couple years or whatever. Yeah,
Who's that? I'm
Hyacinth.
sorry, who's that?
They were talking about who's Hyacinth?
Yeah,
The next daughter after Francesca.
Hyacinth.
There is a Bridgerton named Hyacinth. She's after the last boy. Hyacinth is the daughter that they're training to get ready because I guess she's about to have to come out soon. She dances.
Okay.
She gets mad at Eloise for not wanting to be into society, not be into
Oh,
meeting.
there's four girls. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the first episode, they mentioned starting to get her ready to get put out there.
Yeah, I think I forgot her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Sometimes in order for me to remember their names, I literally have to like say my ABC. I have to go alphabetical order, right? There's Anthony, there's Benedict, there's Colin. Like I have to literally like go in alphabetical order to get to all of them. We were starting to talk about all the little side ventures that are going on. Then you get a little glimpse into Francesca's marriage to she's also married to a black man named John, if I'm not mistaken. She you get to see a little glimpse of her marriage. She has some little issues going on. Francesca is over there trying to reach a pinnacle that she can't figure out. But I just wanted to mention all the little side things because we are
Right.
going full throttle on the main couple of this.
Yes. So I got it.
Okay.
So like so after he helped them, he was like he asking her. I guess he feels like he needs. I think right there is when he feels he needs to find her a new job. She was really
Talked about how she got
hesitant
fired.
of him at this moment. She seems like to be trying to get away from him.
Yeah,
But
but
anyway,
let's talk about why he needs to find a new job because we didn't even go into how she ended up needing a job in the first place.
so Lady Penwood ends up finding out that Sophie ended up attending the party because pretty much the shoe fit. She asked
Right. Right. Her shoe, she said her shoe had marks on it. Something
then
happened. I can't remember what
then
it
she
was.
asked her to try it on, and she was like
Yeah.
a perfect fit. And then that's how
Oh,
she was really.
she had a little memory of when she bumped it because remember I told you
Oh right, yeah,
they didn't recognize each other. The mother remembered her bumping them when she ran out, and then she
yeah.
oh, I think she did go to the ball like, and then she finds out, and then she basically like yeah, nah, get out.
So her punishment for this was being fired as her ward. I guess pretty much. So she got fired. She don't work for her no more. She was the maid that was doing everything, but she's
Everything.
gone now.
She did everything at their house, and that matters. Because then she ended up needing five, or was it 3 or 5 to replace her?
Four. It was four.
She ended up needing 4 maids to replace her. So and then she started stealing everybody else's maids, like offering them more money or whatever it was. Well, like
Yeah.
she really vilified herself, stealing
So
staff.
at this moment, she's had a flashback to a scene at her
Oh, so
father's grave.
who had a
Um,
flashback?
Sophie and her stepmother had a
Who had a
flashback.
flashback? Oh, they showed a flashback of
Yeah, they showed a flashback of Sophie and her stepmother at a grave. I'm guessing this is Sophie's flashback.
oh,
And they're discussing how pretty much the stepmother says that Sophie wasn't left nothing from her father. And then Sophie was like, that couldn't be true because he loved me, something like that.
mm-hmm.
I think here she might be lying.
She gotta be
But
like, why would her father not leave her nothing?
yeah, so
It
that
just
was
seems like one of those type of.
seems very selfish. I don't know.
And then she's like, yeah, you'll have a place in the house. We're gonna let you be a maid, so I'll take care of you and feed you, but you're gonna be a maid in return. Like, so anyway,
Yeah.
she is still firing her because of the whole ball thing. And then Sophie needs a job. So now when you find Benedict helping her, he finds out she needs a job. And of course, the thing that happened with her friend, he promises her he's going to get her and her friend a job.
Yes.
From here.
So then she was, like I said, she was hesitant to go with him at first, but then he was pretty much, what else are you going to do? So they ended up needing to ride. I forgot they need to ride horses at this time.
Yeah.
But then it seems like a long journey. And then it starts to rain.
Starts to
And not to mention that he's also injured. So yeah, they definitely need to stop somewhere. He ends up saying he has a cottage nearby. So
called My Cottage.
Yeah, it's called My Cottage, but it's a place where these people called the Crabtrees are taking care of his house. I guess they're his loyal housekeepers and his caretakers. So I'm guessing they're who he grew up with.
When he goes there, he expects them to be there, but for whatever reason they weren't there. And then
you're right. They apparently they say later they weren't there because they were visiting their daughter, so they have a child too.
But the point I was trying to make was he couldn't get in, and next thing you know, she was in. Like she
she climbs through the window. So yeah, probably another thing that makes her very different than most of the girls he knows.
Right. And
And
then
also, right after that, she has to light a fire because
right,
he does not know how to do that either, apparently.
yeah,
That was interesting. So they're having little cute bonding moments at this point.
the
And then
whole time they're there.
and then in the middle of the night, he gets her a room to stay in, pretty decent. It seems like she's never had that before, where she was given a whole room to stay in. But anyways, that happens, and then she hears him screaming in the next room over. It sounds like he's dying from his injuries, really, at that
I
point.
know. He's like, oh, she runs into the room to help him. She like,
Yeah.
yo, what is going on? And then
So
she
this
kind of like really like she figures out that yo he might die. And then she did something to help his wound.
while this was happening, he was flashing to the lips again, and then like he was like, it looks like he was telling her to kiss me at
Yeah,
this point.
it was
That was
so
a weird
weird. Like
scene too.
he was like in and out of it. I guess. I guess he was having little flashbacks and moments of consciousness or something. I don't know. It was weird.
And I don't know why she didn't kiss him, but yeah, she was staying
She
away
like
from him.
what?
While he was, yeah, right, yeah. Because I would have thought at that moment maybe she thought he recognized her or something, but the whole scene was weird. Anyways, that's when Lady Whistledown writes of Lady Penwood needing 4 new maids to replace her, which leads to the Great Maid War. That's also going on in the show.
The Great Maid Wars, and the Queen is bored.
Okay, so yeah, and what she really this really does a number on Lady Kinswick. Something that was also somebody that was also on the show apparently. I wonder if we'll see more of her too.
I forgot who Lady Kinswick is.
That's the one that her hair had to be messed up because one of the maids that she took, she pretty much stole from the girl. I mean, the girl that she stole all the maids from.
Oh yeah,
I know
because is that the
small.
one who said she didn't even want her? She only invited her to a party before all that maid stuff happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she was just like, "Oh yeah, I invited you here a little while ago." She basically was saying, "You shouldn't even be here. Like you're not invited anymore. That was before you stole all our people."
Yeah, and that lady was another black lady. Apparently, she's some other type
Oh
of high household.
yeah,
Um,
a bunch of black elites are showing up in this season. I mean, there
yeah,
always are, but
yeah, that's right. Yes, a black producer, but yeah, I get it. So the Crabtrees finally arrive back to the cabin. It looks like it's the next day, and they are suspicious of why Sophie is there because it looked like, I guess, to them, like especially the Miss Crabtree, that he was messing with her. So she
yeah.
became very protective of Sophie. It looks like it seems like after that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that
because
was really what was going on. She saved his life.
yeah, you know she's not supposed to. As a maid, they're not supposed to like kind
Mm,
of mingle with the upper echelons.
yes. And then
So
I was like, she's been. I forgot he gave her this dress. It looks like a Cinderella dress too.
I know it does kind of seem like a Cinderella dress. She wore it like every day.
Yes. So we mentioned that Francesca was not achieving her pinnacle with her husband.
That was one of them side things that's also going on in the story. And she's just going around asking everybody, like, bro, what? How can I get this together? And nobody's really helping her. They're just like, it's like when and they're not really helping her. So she's just
It's
like,
not nothing that she could be really helped with. I think is the issue there. I mean, not in a real way.
I guess not. So she goes and fakes it, which is not helpful. It kind
That is horrible.
yeah.
Yes. I don't know what the goal was there.
Yeah.
But
I
she,
wonder if they're
I
gonna
think
like. I have a question. Like, I wonder if that's gonna be an issue. Like, is that gonna break up their marriage? Like, why is she not having? Why is she not reaching?
but is that even true? I don't know. I don't know if that's a fact that you can't have a babies
I don't
if you
know if
don't
that's
pinnacle.
ever, but either way, the fact remains that she's not getting pregnant. So it's
Right, yeah. So she's very concerned about that because she needs a baby, heir.
right. So that part right there is very interesting. And then I'm curious to know like why she's not, why it's not even happening.
So they have another bonding moment where like he's like, I could fly a kite, but she was like, no, you can't. But then he ends up doing it. I thought he wasn't gonna be successful
Boring.
at this moment, but he was boring, yeah. But
Well, I mean, it
no,
shows
but
that
hold on. We got to get to their first kiss scene as her. We
yeah,
got to get to their first kiss scene as her before we
yeah,
get to
gotta
that,
get to
which
that.
happens at the lake right here
Okay.
when she first sees him naked, and this is where they share their first kiss as her, the real her. I should
as,
say that.
as her being a maid.
Yes, as her being the maid.
And he still doesn't know she's the girl with the silver mask.
Yes,
He
even though he
never
kisses
does.
her, he kissed the other. Yeah, I don't know.
They
I don't
bonded
know.
her as a maid, and he's like, oh, at the same, all not to mention during all of this, he's actually still trying to find the lady with the silver mask. So
So he has no suspicions that that is her at all.
no, and he can't take her but so seriously. But I guess he knows he can't take her seriously because she is a maid. But he's still having a good time. But he's used to having it. He's a rake. He's used to having a good time with people who are of lower society, like who are lower than his station or whatever they want to call it. So
Okay, so he ends up telling her, let me stop. He's bringing to her place to find a job. It seems at this moment she doesn't know where she's going yet. So when they get there, she was like, how far is where I gotta work from your house? And she was like, this is you will be working at my house pretty much. And she's like, no, no.
yeah, she did not
Like
want to
I
give
can't
his
work with you. This is not gonna work. But ultimately they go inside the house. Mother Bridgerton, I keep forgetting her name, is like, he's telling her that this is going to be her new maid, but the mother is like, you didn't get my letter saying that why that can't happen. And he's like, why? And she's just like, because I guess she heard rumors about her or something, or somebody else.
Yeah,
I
she said
forgot who it was that heard rumors about
there,
her.
Miss Wilson,
Yeah.
or whatever her name is. She heard rumors like, yeah, no, I don't hire them.
Yes. And then he ultimately mentions as well that he ended up saving her life. The
He's,
Cavaltons, that's the people that she used to work for.
he
And
mentioned that she saved his life.
yeah, she saved his life.
And then the mother's like,
That's why that's why he says that's why he trusts her.
yeah.
Even though she said that she's not to be trusted.
The mother ends up like over time. She ends up liking her anyway. She goes over there first, and it's just like, "Oh, I heard you save my son's life," and then she gives her a chance. She starts talking to her, starts working with her. The girls start liking her. Eloise starts liking her. The mother is just like, she's interesting.
And then she is introduced to the whole kitchen staff, and then this is funny too. Like she was like, what they were asking her something about what did she used to do at the house. She was like everything, and it was like 12 people here. And she did like all 12 of those jobs. So they were shocked here. Here's John too here that we saw in the beginning too. So they keep showing him. So I'm wondering what his whole place here is because he seems to kind of like her, but she's not interested in him at all.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see a lot more of him.
Yes.
That would be interesting. If we end up
Yeah. Oh, and we mentioned that her friend was brought on to here, and I
seeing
was wondering
cute little
why
reunion.
her friend doesn't have an arm, but that
Oh,
was
I didn't know.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't notice till I went back too.
Oh wow.
So I was wondering, did that happen? I don't know when that happened, or was it always like that?
Was it always like that? How you gonna be a maid with one arm? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay.
While this was
I already noticed that.
yeah, so while all this is going on, Eloise is what did you say the girl's name was again? She
Sophie?
is well. Either way,
Oh,
Eloise is
Eloise is
saying
only on
that,
the Hyacinth, basically ignoring her.
but Eloise is saying that she's going to be on the shelf for the rest of her life. Oh, that was the other question I had. What does she mean by that, and what will be Eloise's story if it can't be, her having a partner, or will
I
that
think
change?
Eloise wants to be on the shelf, and she even says she's just gonna be a spinster. I think Eloise probably wants to, for lack of a better way to say it, be a man. I can't
Yeah,
think of another. I think Eloise wishes she was born a man. She doesn't want to be
yeah.
pushed around and told what to do or any of that. She wants to have her own career and do whatever she wants. And
I would assume she's next in line for a main story, so I'm just wondering what that story will consist of.
man, every season we think is going to be her story, and it never is. But
But
she's
now we running low
always
on
there.
people. Well, who could be next?
It's going to be Hyacinth.
Hyacinth too boring. I think that's going to have to be a side quest on a different story.
Hyacinth is only boring because she's not in the main light. She gonna get her story soon. She
She's
gonna
not
come.
even if she gets in the main light, her character is like kind of too typical
She's
in a
already
way.
starting to catch a little attitude with Eloise.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem like she would be interested with a romantic partner for a
I
storyline of a show.
She might end up wanting to do something a little more different, but it's gonna be a little rebellious,
She,
maybe. Not.
yeah, Eloise is the only rebellious one between her and Hyacinth.
Yeah, I think, but I think she's gonna be like kind of like rebellious towards Eloise, like kind of trying to outdo her. She's already
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to matter for her marriage because everything she wants for her marriage is going to be perfect. So she might just not be Eloise's friend of anything. They're probably just going to become more distant. Is what I think.
maybe, maybe,
Because these are love story shows, so
yeah,
Eloise
maybe. But
ain't going to matter for her love story
Hyacinth,
situation.
I think Hyacinth could have a more of a storyline that's a little bit more interesting than just being somebody's
I
wife.
don't think it would be the only storyline, even if they added that on to it. It would have to be something else with it too.
I think her story will get bigger. It seems like they're trying to show her personality more, and they're putting her out there in the forefront more often.
Yeah.
So I do think her story is going to get bigger, and she's going to matter more. Maybe even the second part of this season. Maybe
Okay.
we might not wait for next season to
That
see.
would make more sense than waiting for next season. Oh, here goes the girl without the arm.
I see her arm.
This arm is cut off. You can't really see it here because like some wood covering it, but I've noticed it in the show
Oh, okay,
when they
okay.
show the right angles of it.
I didn't even. Yeah, I would never have noticed. I see
Even
her.
okay, so after that, moving on. So there's a scene I also wanted to mention because it is Benedict's friend, and he's introducing him to Miss Virginia, which is this dude's mistress. And
Yeah,
then the guys, the brothers, pretty much, and they ended up having a conversation about mistresses, and they mentioned that over half the men there have mistresses, and it's perfectly normal, I
yeah.
guess.
They mentioned that happened before, and oh man. But yeah, he's definitely trying to. His friend is in love with his mistress, and he's definitely trying to like normalize having a mistress. Benedict is happy about the normalcy of the mistress being
Yes,
presented.
I agree. Oh, and they also mentioned how Anthony, the other brother, he once kept the mistress before Kate.
Yeah, they mentioned all that.
So we getting towards the end now, and she's working in the house with him, and he goes to kiss her.
Oh, this is the part where he was drawing her again. Remember earlier I said
Oh, right, yeah, yeah. So that's the part where he was drawing her, yeah.
he was drawing her again, and she actually went out with her friends. This is what happened. She was out with her.
Oh, she was trying to go out, right? Yeah,
They were leaving the house, and then she was like, "Oh, I forgot something." So she runs back in the house, runs into him. Both of them look like they couldn't wait to see each other. He was just looking at pictures for her. They start kissing against the wall. They start having this little moment where it's like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you." Maybe not saying those words, but you can see in their actions. And then your boy is like, he go on and on, start spilling out all his feelings or whatever. And then he was just like, "Sophie, will you be my mistress?" Bruh.
he did say that.
He did say that, and she was
Yeah,
bro. She was out. And when I tell you,
yeah,
he thought
right.
he was cooking. He thought he thought
Yeah,
asking her to be his mistress was going to be like her ultimate. Oh, I couldn't wait because he probably was
yeah,
so used to other women wanting to be his mistress. Like she was,
yeah.
oh, I got a
Ooh,
father, bro. Like it's not what I meant when I said
yeah.
I want all. He was like, "Yo, you deserve everything. You deserve so much more." Da 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 da. And I just knew he was gonna be like, "Marry me." This fool said, "Be my mistress."
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a plot twist. But so she and
Okay, lady. Okay, lady Bridgerton
yeah, it's a happier
having her
case.
moment.
Yeah, Lady Bridgerton. She having that's Lady Danbury's brother, isn't it?
I forgot. I think so.
Yeah, it is.
I think so.
Somebody to her.
Didn't Lady Danbury have like a little something with Lady Bridgerton's dad when she was younger?
Oh yeah, right.
You wouldn't
Exactly.
remember
Yeah. Yep.
something
Hmm.
from another season,
So
something.
when the Bridgerton brothers were mentioning somebody keeping a mistress, I thought that's what they were going to mention, but they ended up
Yeah,
not mentioning that.
yeah, I don't think they knew. So we get that, and then finally we get this, which is the all throughout. First of all, let me first say all throughout the entire I would say at least the last episode, maybe the last two. They kept being mentioned of somebody moving in, like some new family was going to be moving in next door to the Bridgertons. Like, oh, they about to have new neighbors. They about to have new neighbors. And when we finally wrap up this part of the season, we see who the new neighbors are, and lo and behold, who walks in? The Penwoods.
Penwoods, yeah.
The Penwood, whatever. So now I have a question about this.
Right, yes.
What do you think life would be like for Sophie having the Penwoods as neighbors?
I think it's going to be terrible. I think that Miss Penwood is going to terrorize her because she always has, and she might even, if it comes down to it, she might need to mention that she was her ward before and try to give her a bad reputation.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. She's already a villain as it is. I just see a I don't see any I see her making things bad for everybody, especially Sophie.
Yes,
But
that is horrible, and I'm sure she's going to keep trying to put her daughters on
on
Benedict, so that's going to cause more problems. I'm sure because I'm thinking he might end up giving up the search and ended up going with a girl that he feels like is, I guess, similar enough to the girl he was looking for.
well, I was gonna say in true Bridgerton style, you love usually conquers all at some point. Now at first there's a lot of drama and everything goes left, but
I
eventually
agree, but then that plays into the whole mistress thing. I think he's still going to be looking for a wife. So I
that
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm not sure. I think he'll still be looking for a wife, and that's where all the controversy and conflict is gonna
Yes.
happen. But I do think he's gonna ultimately end up with Sophie, and I think he's gonna find
I,
out.
I think he's going to end up with Sophie, but I think there's a chance she might end up being accepted and being his mistress. And he's going to get a
No, I
wife.
think they're gonna find out who she really is, and I think they're gonna find out
I
who he
think the same
was.
thing would happen, even if that happened.
I don't think she's gonna be his mistress though. I think he's gonna marry her for real, and I think it's gonna be
Because
because he's gonna find out who she is and that she really is from a noble family. And I think they're gonna find out because of the Penwoods moving in next door. Too much information is gonna come out.
yes, yes. So I don't think that's going to be good for him to find out, but we'll see.
Okay, and another question again with the side stuff. We keep Lady Danbury keeps talking to the Queen about leaving. She want to go home. She tired of this. Whatever. She gonna find her a lady in waiting. Then all it is. And I'm like very serious about leaving. So my question is, are we watching Lady Danbury's last season?
That would be very likely. She hasn't been doing much this season or the last season, so it would make sense.
It's not Bridgerton without Lady Danbury. We need her. Well,
That to me is not Bridgerton without Lady Whistledown, but I get what you're saying.
she like the auntie that's always there to help whip everybody into shape and then kind of line things up properly. But okay, all right, all right.
Yeah,
Uh,
I see. I could see it happening.
so we do want to get to the Cinderella stuff, but I got one overall question, and you might have some questions too. So my question is, if you had to wrap up the first four episodes in one sentence, what would that be? Now I ended up with a sentence as an answer, but the answer is also a question. But I'll get to that. But first, I said Benedict needs to stop playing and make it happen. That was the first thing I said. That wasn't the question. That was
The Bridgerton's a Bridgertoning.
all right. So now the other thing that was a question is going to lead us into the next part of this video, which should be quick. Is did I just watch Cinderella on Bridgerton?
I had that same question.
That was my thoughts I had while I was watching it.
That it is very similar to Cinderella, especially with the shoe, the dress, the ball, everything.
Right. So many similarities. It's just like it was everything. And when you think about it, it's all right, starting from the fact that there was this big ball in the first place. This is big ball. And then it's like everybody's wearing masks, right? So it's hiding identity. She had to hide her identity, which Cinderella also had to hide her identity to go to the ball.
Right.
And it was this big ball that the prince threw or whatever at the prince's place or whatever. She didn't go there to find a man. She just wanted to go outside and Cinderella, just wanted to go have a good time. Now the prince just happened to give his attention to her. He happened to notice her and like be taken by her. And then she again midnight. She had to leave at midnight, just like Sophie had to leave at midnight. Cinderella's
So
ghost was going to turn into a pumpkin, which was different. That give her makeover, so that was a little different too. But as soon as midnight came, both of them girls were running. You know what I mean? Like Cinderella was running,
yeah,
Sophie was running.
and
Um,
Cinderella lost the slipper. This girl lost her satin glove.
Prince Charming used the slipper to find her, and
Yeah,
Benedict
he's
used the glove to find her. There's like so many, even the silver dress, like it lines up with Cinderella's blue dress. It's just like here, this, that. It's like so many things.
the main thing got me is the wicked step family. Even though they
Yes,
aren't as like wicked typical, like the mother especially is leaning towards being like a little bit cruel.
Yeah,
Especially like she said she's not a part of this family. She said a bunch of horrible things to her. Like, why does she have so much hate for her? But yeah, that was like Cinderella.
exactly. Cinderella, they had her cleaning up. Mice helped her get dressed. Sophie's friends helped her get dressed. Cinderella, some mice helped. So, without the magic and theatrics, just made more realistic here on Bridgerton. But it's basically another Cinderella story.
Yes, I agree. I like the Cinderella story overall.
Right? There's no fairy godmother. There's some other things too. There are a few things. I remember that though. Again, no magic, no magic or any of the like mystical stuff. It's just pretty much more realistic.
So what do you really think is going to happen next?
I already told you what I think. Okay, next in the
No, really, the whole thing. What do you think overall is going to happen? Because that just sounds like an ending that you gave.
well, here's what I think. I think after the I was about to say the pinnacles. After the Penwoods move in, there's gonna be a lot of drama. Sophie's gonna try to leave 3 or 4 times. Colin's gonna do stuff to make her stay. Colin's gonna leave a little bit. I'm Colin. Oh my gosh, Benedict. Benedict is gonna try to.
Yes.
Oh, what? Colin came to my mind. I
So
think
do you think? Speaking of, do you think Colin is going to have a bigger role in the second part of the season, or probably not?
no.
No, no more Colin.
Maybe Penelope, but not Colin. So you'll probably
So
see.
what I would think for them to add a plot twist to the season is somebody that's a good character might have to become a little bit of a villain.
Yeah, the Mondricks are having a little bit more presence this season. I don't
Yeah.
know if do something with that. The Queen, you know what I think might happen, and this is just me. Like I think the King might die, and
He's already dead.
the King is just dying. He's not even.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the king might die. Right, yeah, because she did say, What am I going to do when he dies?" When the
Yeah,
queen was talking to Lady Danbury. So
that might be a twist. It might make the Queen a little crazy. That might shake some things up a little bit. Might stop Lady Danbury from leaving
but
this
I do
year.
agree the queen, even if Lady Danbury stays, the queen does need more friends.
She
I
definitely.
would think she needs a friend group.
Mrs. Mondrix does not want that life. She is not about
Yeah.
that. Not want to do it. She was mad that Lady Danbury threw her in there like that and didn't warn her at first. She like,
If I'm not mistaken, I gotta go back to previous seasons, but the queen did not like her at first. But I probably gotta go back to
the
watch it.
Queen didn't like who? Mrs. Mondrix.
Yeah, Mrs. Mondrick.
I don't even think she cared. No, she had any interest in her.
Yeah.
I don't think she
I
mattered.
think because Lady Whistledown was reporting on something that happened with her, and then she was like making a face at it. But that
Right.
could have been nothing too.
It was probably boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I do think. So I think the King might die. I hope Lady Danbury doesn't leave, but I think there might be some drama with Lady Danbury. I believe there's definitely going to be drama with the Penwoods moving in next door. And of course, there's going to be a lot of push and pull between Sophie and Benedict.
I
I
think
also think we're going to hear a lot more about Francesca and her pinnacle.
I agree. I ultimately think since the only other thing I think is ultimately since Benedict is looking so hard for another match, he might end up with another love interest at some point, but probably is ultimately going to end up with Sophie since that's his real connection.
To wrap everything up, I just can't wait to see the second part of the season. This part was very interesting. I want to see how many more Cinderella similarities we're going to see. I want to know is the are the Penwoods going to become villains to the rest of society, or is she just a are they just a villain to us because we know what's going on?
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to happen too, or are they going to be like a villain to some people, not a villain to others? I'm assuming they're going to be a villain to all of the regular people because most of the other people are Sophie's friend at this point. They love her already. She's the favorite maid already in the
Yeah,
new
I think
Bridgerton
things
house.
are really embracing Sophie, and
Yeah.
I also want to know what's going to happen if Francesca doesn't have a baby. Is it going to interfere with her actual marriage?
Mm.
And Miss Violetta Bridgerton, I think she's gonna hang on to that man, that new man, her new man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't see why not.
That's
I
gonna
know
happen.
she has a little bit of her own worries about the situation, but like I ultimately think
She's just worried
some
about
of these characters are way too nonchalant to even think something would even go wrong.
what. She just worried. She's over worried because she a mother.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
She like her kids
Most
always
of
got
the men in these stories,
only been with
besides
her
her sons, are
husband.
very nonchalant when it comes to anything going on. So I don't know, like
Who's
Francesca's
nonchalant?
husband, I can't even see them having a problem because he doesn't even. I
Who's
don't see him having
nonchalant?
his own. Huh?
Who's nonchalant?
Most of the guys in the story in the whole show,
Most of the guys are
Francesca's
nonchalant.
guys like the men, Francesca's husband for one that
Oh,
aren't the Bridgerton
okay.
son. Yeah, most of the men in the story are too nonchalant. I can't see Francesca's husband voicing an opinion. Maybe I could be wrong, and that ends up happening. Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got. We come when the second part of the season comes out. We will come with our commentary and recap in our style. Come
Yeah.
back and watch. This is really speaking. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.